All right, I'm live. Awesome. So good morning, everybody. I think I'm live. There we go. Good morning, everybody. Hopefully AT&T has fixed their issue with their towers. I had to spend like almost an hour with them yesterday, letting them know it wasn't on my end because both my phones, mine and my wife's, were having issues. They're like, well, reset your network. Reset it. No. If both phones on the planet are having problems, it's you. After 40 minutes, they finally admitted it was them. They said they wouldn't have it resolved until Wednesday, but looks like I'm up and going. If you want to let me know how the video and audio quality is, I appreciate it. Good morning to Prepper Cowboy and Harvey Black 2. What I see there so far. Open Prepper Nation, John, you pop on here. See, they kind of talked me into it. Would be expecting Randy Romans to hop on too. So first what we're going to start is with some bacon. I use the bacon for a couple things. Besides it tastes really good. It also becomes the, I use the bacon grease to saute the vegetables in and everything else. As always, I buy bacon from the butcher. It is as far quality, and to be honest with you, it's not that much more. Maybe a buck, maybe two more for a pound, but it's well worth it. Let's see what I got going on here. Got 5x5, awesome. Trailer was good weightlifting. You're increasing. Yep, I appreciate that. Now to put the bacon away. Forgot I had more of that there. So the garden's starting to produce. Got some black cherry tomatoes. I'm gonna let them kind of ripen a little bit. Yellow squash, it's coming well, along with the zucchini. And green pepper. And I pick them even when they're smaller because if I let them go too long, they'll sometimes if you get a lot of rain, they'll rot out right there. So, and I want them in my eggs now. And a jalapeno. Onion, yeah, still good. I got some purple onions in the garden, which I should be harvesting in about 2 weeks. But yeah, it's kind of nice that my strength's returning. It was frustrating for quite a few weeks, months, struggling to get that extra 5 pounds maybe every 2 or 3 weeks. But one thing with it, you have to stay with the struggle. If you don't stay with it, then you're not going to succeed. Remember my shout out to my sponsor who isn't, Fairlife Milk. I drink a gallon of that a day. And let's cut that heat down. And then my sponsor who is Cutco Knives. So there's a link in the description. You might have to scroll down for it. At Lucky O'Day at Cutco Knives. These knives hold their edge. And if they do need to be sharpened, they will sharpen them for you. I really like them. They are the best knife so far. Steak and eggs now, very good. So generally, if we have leftovers when I make steak on the grill, which is rare, then the next morning I'll have steak and eggs. But that doesn't happen very often. So today, We're going to add some potatoes in there, but I'm only going to do one. This the other knives I use are Wurststoff. Paring knife's good. The steak knives I was kind of disappointed in. I do have a regular meat knife too that's good. But in my opinion, they're not as good as the Cutco's. And hopefully, in about a month, I should be getting another one sent to me to demo. Paring knife would be good. And I told him maybe do the red handle. So, vegetable scraps go into the garden to re-provide nutrients. Last time I did bigger cubes, and I kind of like the way that worked out. I think it was a little bit more wholesome. So I'm going to do that again today. Then in the smaller cubes. And you just got to feel free to experiment a little bit. So it looks like my signal is holding true. So I got those chopped up. Remember, those will go in first because they take the longest. Then I'll add zucchini and squash. And then at the end, I'll add the peppers. So thanks for the thumbs up. Show Prepper Cowboy in and Harvey Black. If anybody else is in, please pop in the chat and let me know. And then I'm going to compare these Eggland Best Eggs to eggs I'm getting down the road. Now, last week I took a picture and did a comparison, and you could definitely tell which one was a fresh egg. But those were just your regular generic ones that you buy at Walmart. Yep, Apex Nutrition sponsor. Yep, Jamie's Outpost, and also Cutco knives. And Apex, you can go online too. And if you use the code, should still be active. MacBean 15. That's MacBean if they spelled it right. You'll get a 15% discount. You can also send them messages and get some information. Good morning, Pilgrim Prepper from Plymouth, Massachusetts. So when I was 14, we went up to New Hampshire for the MacBean reunion. We went to Connecticut and Massachusetts, and it was during the fall, well, just before the fall, and boy, was it beautiful up there. And my brother and I had to play a duet. We both played trumpet and cornet. And it was On Your Christian Soldiers. And I had a tendency to start that an octave above. And sure enough, in front of the whole clan, we started out and I started an octave above and I played the whole song on that octave. And my brother stayed on the regular one and it sounded awesome and everybody thought that was fantastic. They didn't realize I had goofed up. A lot of times, even if you goof up, you just keep going and they may not know. Good morning, Oki Khan. Thanks for shopping in. Yep, a shout out also to Short Fitness and Operation 1620. And basically, it's BVM, Bravo Victor Mike network now. And they are to help veterans that have any issues, whether it's suicidal, whether it's opioids, things like that. I actually got a resident sister had gotten off the alcohol through this program. So it was a really big win there. So I've been hitting the push-ups heavily. And I think they are helping with my coming back to strength. And kind of re-insight, because it's not new, is that you realize that you have to sit there and push yourself. Lots of times in the morning, I just rather sit on the deck and relax. And you can kind of convince yourself, hey, I'm just getting some rest. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. But I force myself to get those push-ups done. And then after I'm done, I've did them, I feel really good. So, man, I'm glad I got that exercise in, get my blood's moving now, my energy levels picked up. It's summer's a beautiful time. I mean, the grass is now growing real green now with all the rain that we had for like 5 days in a row. And now we're supposed to get 5 days of sunshine, so I literally can watch the grass and corn grow. The field corn went from about 3 foot tall to now over 6-7 foot tall, which was expected when rain hits like that. The garden, got lots of green potatoes out there, tomatoes. I got one potato plant where the top of it's starting to die off. I'll water it again, but if it doesn't, I'll just dump the bag out and harvest them. And it's going to be and I'll do a video on that. It's kind of cool to have the grow bags because basically I'm just turn them over and dump all that soil back into the garden, which I'll reuse. Good morning, Randy. So I wasn't going to do a breakfast chat this morning, but Randy asked, and then John at Prepper Nation asked, and then the Pilgrim Prepper mentioned something. I said, okay, so as requested, by popular demand, I'm back. So I appreciate that. So yeah, Randy, you're right. It looked like at least 5 days of sunshine. We did get some sprinkles yesterday for a little bit, but it didn't amount to much. Tomorrow I'll probably rototill the garden again. I had 2 old potatoes in the potato box that I just put in the garden and see what happens with it. I don't expect much on it, but instead of just chopping it up and throwing it out there, I planted both of them. So I got that going. And right, beaverines. And there's a reason there's a lot of beaverines here. I had to thank John for that at Prepper Nation. As I advertised as doing a live chat, and also he did a flash mob, and Randy and Okie Khan and a lot of that. And Prepper Cowboy showed up. I think during that live stream I gained like 25 subscribers. At the time I only had 1,500, so that was significant. I was really happy about that. And slowly but surely, things have been improving. So from my garden, yellow squash. So I'm going to chop up the rest of this one. Zucchini, which I think I'm going to use from this one here. Kind of forgot about it. Green pepper, not big, but I like to pick them a little smaller. Number one, they have a little bit more tart flavor. And I don't want to sit there and come there 3-4 days later and find it all messed up. And so here, I'll get the small ones up here up close so you can see them. I think I got my friend from India shot in there. Among Singh, welcome. Hey, how you doing? So I got some black cherry tomatoes, green bell pepper, and a jalapeno, which I'll be putting into the eggs, along with the potato I sliced up, along with some zucchini and yellow squash. Basically, anything I can grab out of the garden and go in there. I do have my 1 green bean. Last time, wife and I just cut it in half and split it and ate it raw. So yeah, the yellow squash, yucky jalapenos. I tell you, this is about this is my limit when it comes to hot peppers, jalapenos. That's it. Nothing hotter than that. Although I think I do have a bunch of hot ones I planted, but I do have friends who like that stuff. So we're all us little farmers out there. So here's the fresh eggs from the neighbor, various colors. And then I didn't realize they dropped 2 dozen off. So when I was at the store, I bought some of these Eggland Best eggs. So I'm going to see how the yolk on this one looks. See if it's yellow or see if it's orange. Easily go through 4 dozen eggs a week. especially when the wife is not teaching. I drink 2 of these a day. So I stop at the store. They have a little cooler, kind of handy, a little lunchbox cooler. That was given to me at some sort of trade show. So I stopped and buy 2 cartons of the Fairlife milk. And I take them to work where we have a cooler. I drink one of these at work. And I bring the other one home, and then I drink one of these usually before I get to work. So generally, I need to buy 2 of these a day. Mrs. Scottish Fitness goes out; she buys a couple. If I go out on my days off, I'll buy 3 or 4. I mean, and it's just something that I think really, really helps pack on the muscle as long as you're doing the exercises. You got to do the exercises. One does not come without the other. Looks like I'm going to need to turn the heat up a little bit. There we go. So, appreciate everybody popping in. Thanks for the thumbs up. Appreciate that. So, the kind of thing is when we're talking about fitness and that, sometimes you just survival buzz. Thanks. Good morning. Thanks for coming in. Amelia, good morning. Thanks for popping in. So, a lot of times when you're trying to get in shape and that, sometimes you're your own worst enemy. If you come downstairs and sit on the couch or a lazy boy or whatever, it's called lazy boy for a reason. Or even just sitting on the deck relaxing, which is good for you. A lot of Mama Rocks Homestead, good morning. Thank you for popping in. A lot of times you just, also before you know it, you've eaten breakfast. Yeah, and I don't know why you didn't get that, because I started that way early this time. Sometimes I start the live stream like 5 minutes after I put it in, but I put that one in while we were at Amelia. Yeah, I put that one in while we were in John's chat. But a lot of times you'll just find yourself not moving, and remember, an object at rest stays at rest. Object at motion will continue to stay in motion. So when I came down this morning, waiting for John's live stream, I knocked out a set of 30. Started making the coffee, knocked out another set of 30. Made my hellos on John's live stream, said hello to everybody. And then I knocked out, my last set was 35. Always like to do a little extra. So my goal is 58 a day for the month of July, and that'll be 1,776, 1776 for veterans, which basically my whole family is. But I do anywhere from 60 to 120. Yep, gardening is, and I do the gardening too. I like gardening. I am the only one in the family that does. And my dad taught me how to garden. And I was still the only one in the family besides my dad like doing it. My brothers and sisters, I had 5 other siblings, they really didn't do any work. And in one year they said, well, they were accusing each other of not doing enough weeding. So we divided the garden into sections. We lived on 5.5 acres. We put about a half-acre garden in, so it was a big garden. And I said, well, I'll garden with Dad. So when you go up to the garden, Dad's section, my section was basically consisted of tomatoes, peppers, potatoes, and corn, and one pumpkin plant that went nuts. Everybody else consists of weeds, more weeds. And my one sister paid me to weed out her rows. Then the other sister wanted to pay me, and I looked at it and I said, it's too late. I said, I grabbed those big weeds. Those weeds were 2 foot tall. I said, everything's coming out with it. So it's so back to, getting in shape or staying in shape or just getting active. Gardening definitely will do that. Going for walks will do that. Going hiking trails will do that. A lot of your household chores will help do that. I moved a bunch of weights out by the garden, so when I go out to the garden, I'll grab those dumbbells and do shrugs. I'll hit these accessory lifts that I really don't spend the time doing any other time. So I'm trying to find more avenues. I'm throwing discus now. I'm going to enter that contest, seniors contest in September. And actually, after this live stream, if I can throw in my property, I will. If not, I'll probably go out to the high school. But I'm gonna try to get 2 or 3 days of throwing in each week. At least 3 days in the gym and 2 days outside lifting the stuff. I do have a lot of stuff to lift, and I got a lot of stuff to lift at work. So at work, we have these heavy grates and baskets, like I said, anywhere from about 40 to 75 pounds. And when they're not looking, I'm getting a lot of shoulder work. And then I kicked up my calories. I'm eating more food, I'm drinking more milk, I'm getting more protein in, and that's helping. So I got the bacon and the sausage in here. Like I said, bacon for flavor and also for the grease I need for it to cook. The sausage, I'll tear it little bits and put into the rest of it. My wife likes the sausage. I don't know what that is. I'll add the potatoes, which I chopped up. The squash and the zucchini will go in. And then last, the peppers and onion. And that makes for a good meal. So the other way you'll get discouraged about, the cooking baking drippings. That's the way to do it. The other way to people will you'll get discouraged from working out with other people. So I've been lifting heavy since my 40s. When I was younger, I did more reps, and I had a metabolism, so I was probably only about body fat. And I was ripped. I worked out 3 hours a day, 6 days a week, religiously. 3 days on, 1 day off. 3 days on, 1 day off. I didn't care what else was going on. When I got home at 3:30, I worked out until 6:30. And then I cooked and ate everything in sight. So when I started lifting heavier, people in my age group were that, well, you shouldn't lift heavy. And I ignored them. My doctor, you shouldn't lift heavy. And I ignored her too. All right, that was 21 years ago, still lifting heavy. Even when I was trying to get back on this journey, getting back to my strength again, I had a few people saying, you probably should just concentrate on doing reps and not doing heavy weight. And they meant well, but the problem is that was not my goal. Doing more reps is good. And I would definitely recommend it to the people who are just wanting to get toned. But hello, Miss Worm, glad to come in. But I compete, and part of my, attraction to the fitness channel is me lifting heavy weights. Yep. And not only does the muscle mass, but it keeps the bones strong. And I'd be honest with you, that's more important with women than it is men. So when you're lifting weights, you're also strengthening your ligaments, you're also strengthening your bones. So hello, it's in a different language, so I don't know what your name was, but thanks for joining in. I seen you comment on a couple of my videos, so welcome. Remember to hit the thumbs up. And so we're talking about motivation for lifting. A lot of times, the first person that will stop you is yourself, because you will listen to your own advice. Unfortunately, good or bad, it's coming from you. You'll listen to it. Yes, I do have a Patreon channel. I'm going to start doing something with it. I don't think I have any followers. I only think I got like 2 videos posted, but I will post more videos on there and try to, it might be something a little bit more serious, because I can get away with some things there. But first person you got to overcome is yourself. It takes 3 weeks to make a habit. 3 weeks. So Dylan, time for work. Have a good day. You too, Dylan. Thanks for stopping in. So it takes 3 days to make a habit. So you got to get in there for your first 3 weeks, whether you're going there 3 days a week or 4 days a week or 5 days a week, whether you're in there for a half hour, 45 minutes, an hour. After 90 minutes, you're probably in there too long, or you're talking too much. All right. And then next ones are going to discourage you are going to be friends. And a lot of times they're not consciously doing it, but subconsciously they're doing it because they're not in shape. And if you get in shape, then it kind of forces them to start looking at what they are doing. And the thing we got to remember is when you go to the gym or you go to any exercise program, it is about you. It is about you getting better about you getting healthier. It's about you setting your goals. The Arab, oh, well, welcome. Thank you. Which country? Just, I know I get them from Turkey. I get them from Iran, Iraq, India. I've had them. I think I had somebody from Jordan one time. So it's always interesting to see, and you might be here in the States too, but it's always interesting to see, which country is popping in there. So a lot of times it'll be your friends or associates that will sit there and try to hold you back. But it's never going to be anybody who works out in the gym. Because generally when you get in the gym, everybody is very supportive. I don't care if you're benching the bar or you're benching 500 pounds. I'm there to help anybody out there. They need a spot. I'm definitely there to help them. If they're doing terrible form, if they ask me, I'll let them know what they need to change. Hey, Baberine, thank you, Pilgrim Pepper. So to get into any sort of exercise routine, the first person you got to overcome is yourself. And then the second ones are the people that are giving you bad advice. And like I said, I don't think they're doing it on purpose. I think it's a subconscious reflection, or they just don't know any better. When I've had doctors, my name says it all. I can't read that. Too funny. Oh, Ellery Ahmad Habib. Oh, okay. Harvey Black kind of let me in there. Yeah, let me in on something there. So, if you have any questions, please put them in chat. I'm more than happy to answer them. But really, you need to stay motivated. You need to get that 3 weeks in to support the habit. Miss Worm, she's doing, dumbbells. You should be up to 2.5 kilos by now, and it's wonderful. That's those things that will sit there and help your shoulders, it'll help your elbows, it'll help your arms. Hey, just finished up my live stream. Okay, well, we're good now to check out your list. I didn't get a notification on. Otherwise, I would have looked for it. And I did go through my prescription, so I'm wondering why I didn't see that, Michael. I'd have seen it. I would have watched it. I can always watch it later. Then when I get home from work, I'll spend about a half hour, doing about a 3 to 5 minute watching everybody's videos that I'm trying to catch back up on. It's usually when I'll watch Michael's. Sometimes at work I'll watch them. Roller Girl Hobbies. I'll pop in and say hi to Jennifer Cruz. Alaska Prepper, of course. Well, I'll give a shout out to all the channels that I really like. The Body Beatdown is definitely one of them. I think Michael and I are kind of pushing each other he did that 235-pound military press, so now I'm going to have to go see where my military press is. I haven't done it for a while because of all the lifting I do at work. I really didn't need to. Both shoulders and triceps. Understand, this is a shoulder exercise. That's why I have huge shoulders. I do. When I'm wearing a loose shirt and somebody grabs a hold of my shoulders, like, holy crap. I went from wearing a 42-inch suit coat to now a 54. And it's because it has to get around my shoulders. Steve Lyons, hey, thanks for popping in. Good to see you as usual. 12 thumbs up, appreciate that. So the meat's about getting close. What I usually do is I usually use a napkin and get some of the extra grease out of the bacon. It looks like I definitely got enough bacon grease to cook in. And last time during my unsuccessful chat, I actually strained it and got all the extra grease out of it before I served it. But I didn't use any eggs. Now I'm going to use eggs in this one, so that's going to be different. But it will be delicious. So yeah, John at Prepper Nation is a channel I like to follow. Also, Rudy at Alaska Prepper and Gray Man Prepping down in Florida. Are probably the three big channels I follow. And of course, the Body Beatdown, Northern Girl Hobbies, Jennifer Cruz. There's a few others I see. Amber Lee, I watched her last night. She hadn't posted for a long time, so that was one to check out. She just kind of suggests you might want to check out what the state is doing with infant structures and where they're going to use that money for. Yeah, and did anybody get a notification about this? Because I put this in a good hour in advance. Well, about not an hour, but about 40 minutes in advance. So you should have got it. And then also the video, the trailer video, I think only about a couple people actually get to see that. So Van City Prepper, thank you. That's definitely another one I follow. Sassy Gal Prepping. All right, good. So remember, when you hit that bell icon, you gotta go up and hit the one that turns black. Then you get all notifications. If you don't hit the bell icon and hit the black one for all notifications, then you may not get it. So Randy, but we'll make sure that you got that bell icon right. Or it could just be YouTube. Probably just YouTube. There we go. And I cut that bacon down just right because I want it a little brittle because I'm going to break it up and put it into everything. I get your viz, but did not get this live. I thought I did everything right. Of course, it could be on my end too. Wherever your comfort is, Ali. So some people are more comfortable higher. Some people are comfortable lower. Everybody's built a little bit different. Everybody's arms are a little longer or shorter than each other. This can be short and this can be long, or vice versa. So it comes down to where your comfort is. And don't hesitate to change the grips and try the same weights until you get a level of comfort. But flat bench is going to be one of the best exercises out there. I stopped doing declines because my chest just started getting too big. And, flies are a good exercise. Well, and they're a great stretch, especially if you have a machine, a really good stretch. And then military presses for your shoulders, and tricep pull downs, then push-ups. Do a lot of push-ups. I mean, if you're going to have a bench day, don't do a lot of push-ups the day before. But, like I said, when I'm not doing bench days, I kick up almost double how many push-ups I'm doing. All right, about ready to start the taters. Out my name. I don't know if you're picking up that music in the background. Hopefully not too much, otherwise YouTube will give me a naughty thing. So I'm putting the potatoes in, which I cubed up a little bit bigger this time. Sometimes I gotta coax them apart. So they want to hang together with each other. All right, you get them all separated. Then we put the magic spices in. Secret spices. You'll never guess what they are. Never guess what they are. So the salt and pepper. Everything else is going to be for flavor. It's going to come from the veggies. Yeah, pepper, salt. Oh, you guessed. Very funny, Miss Worm. Yes, I know. I usually sing solo. Solo, you can't hear me. Mrs. Scottish Fitness is right there out on the deck, just jamming the music and relaxing. She does her stretching exercises in the morning too, and helps her move around. So yeah, on a midway video, must sub, watch vid, comment, and like to enter. Okay, so I believe I did that. So I always like his videos, and I did leave a comment, and I did watch the video. Now, did I watch the entire video? No, but I don't think I have to do that. There's garlic, salt with parsley. Did you play arm wrestle? I used to arm wrestle in the bar when I was in the Army. I was very good at it. But I have a friend on YouTube down in Louisiana, Daniel Moser, and he's a world champion arm wrestler. And he joked with that, "I'll wrestle you," and I said, "Not the way you do it, because they're going bam, and then that type of thing will blast my shoulder out at my age." I said, "If you want it to go slow, we'll go at it. I'll lose, but at least it'd be a hell of a workout." But yeah, there'd be a lot of times we'd arm wrestle in the Army or amongst friends and that. And ever since I've been an adult, I have not lost one. I've had a few people that were stronger than they looked. And then one time in a bar, I broke the guy's wrist, but he was being a jerk. He accused me of using my weight, and we went at it again. And I said, "Well, here's what happens when I use my weight." And yeah, his wrist broke. And my brother grabbed me and says, "We got to go," because there's 4 of them and just me and my brother. And I said, "Well, there's really only 3 of them. He can't fight." I said, "I think we can take him." And then we went back to that bar about 2 weeks later, and there they are. He's got his arm in the cast. And I was like, "Oh, crap." And they're like, "Hey, how you doing? Let me buy you a beer." So they took it in good fun. I didn't mean to break the guy's arm, but alcohol was involved. You can't stay out of the heat. Stay out in the kitchen. There we go. We got the potatoes going. On Sunday's live stream, I actually added some Crisco, but this time I put 2 more little roll of quarters in the sock trick. Ouch! You had to wrestle them. Yeah, we didn't have any girls that wrestled with us. At least we didn't call it wrestling. We called it something else. Good morning, Christopher. Good to see you. Thanks for coming in. Both. Cats, I have a cat. It adopted me. It was a wild cat that lived on my property. I'm on a farm. Here, I don't know if you'll be able to see it through the window and that, but give you kind of idea. That's my field up there. And this wildcat, after 6 years, decided to be my buddy. I get along with dogs really well too. Dogs know I like them. Matter of fact, it's time for the guest appearance. Hey, thanks. Hey, kitty. Your fans await you. I know. The fans await you. I know. Gotta say hello to everybody. Come on and say hello to everybody. There's Banks. The one and only. Yep, she went from a kitty who wouldn't get within 30 feet of me to one that pretty much if I go outside and sit down, she is in my lap. So she's a good kitty. Great mouser too. Probably gets about a couple hundred mice a year. We haven't had any mice problems in the house since she decided to be my buddy. Yeah, good puppy. But yeah, she is. Had to get her flea collar, but she had no problem putting on. Miss Worm had sent money, and I was able to buy treats and a toy mouse for her from Miss Worm. Well, thank you, Miss Worm. Thank you. Down in the USA right now, it's 9:56, almost 10 o'clock. I'm in Central Time. Okay. Let's put you back out there. So, oh, she's so cute. So that's the star of the show. The one and only Binks. But my sister-in-law has got 2 pit bulls, Bonnie and Clyde. She's had some puppies. And they love me. I only get to see them a couple times a year, but they got a tail. You got to be dangerous. Neighbors got 4 little labs that I go see a couple times a week. The other neighbor's got a black lab and a German Shepherd I go visit. One across the street has got like a pit bull breed that says hi to me. But in America, depending where you are in America, it's either 9 a.m., 10 a.m., 11 a.m., noon, or 1 o'clock. Or do I have that backwards? No. 10, 9, 8, 7, or 6 a.m. Oh, we got our spammer. Yeah, we got our spammer back, Miss Worm. And I reported him too. Have a good time, find love. Yeah. Looking for love in all the wrong places. You'll get diseases and never be cured. And I'll get similar things in my comments on my videos. They all kind of start the same way. And I'll just report them. What is so sad? Okay, I missed a comment because of that jerk. Oh, died of COVID today. Oh, no. You can give it to your pets. Yeah, I had heard that. Oh, sorry about that. Can you say some Arabian word? No, I can't because I don't know any. I know I can cuss in Korean. And also, I'm going to say, oh, tabayado deseo, michuano deseo. Those are the non-cuss words. I have a little Spanish. Buenos dias, ¿cómo estás? Usted? But and they're not really trolls, Christopher. They're bots. Troll is somebody who's actually got an account and says some really stupid stuff. We had that one on that midnight chat. I'd block him, then he'd come back and do it again. I don't pronounce things that I don't know what they mean. Harvey probably knows what it means. So I got the potatoes in there. Next thing now, the squash and zucchini, because they are healthier things. So what I do is I cut that part off, put it back in there. It'll go back in the garden. And same thing, I cube this up a little bit smaller than the potatoes. And the zucchini will go in there also. So your vegetables add a lot of nutrients that you need. They're low in calories. I mean, obviously, if you are a vegetarian, you have to eat a lot of vegetables. Lots of vegetables to make up for it. And it looks like it's going to get to the point where I'm going to have to do some freezing. And Casey Little Owl gave me some ideas how to do that, so I appreciate that. So when we put the new stuff in there to cook, we actually enter back with our secret spices. Like I said, the other flavor will come from the ones that have flavor. So while they're cooking, I chop up my peppers. I don't do really hot spices, and the reason is I can't stand them. I don't have the tolerance for it. And also, hot spices had a reason. Does anybody know why they started going to hot spices a long, long time ago? I did bring that out one time before. So if you know why or what the purpose of a really hot spice is, and there's more than one answer. Let's see if somebody comes up with the answer that I'm looking for. Let me see. If you put a G on it. Hot spices are for so hot spices were really to remember back in the old times, 500,000, 1,500, 2,000 years ago, you really didn't have preservation for meats, but your body can digest some pretty old meat, so they would use hot spices to hide the fact that the meat was starting to go bad. Yes, she is. Casey Little is very versed in medical terms. I watched, actually, it's one of the ones I watched last night was her on sassafras. And actually, my dad taught me what sassafras was when I was in Boy Scouts. We were out at Camp Topinini in Indiana. And it grew there like crazy. So every morning we would have sassafras tea. It was really easy to make. Just boil some water and you throw some sassafras leaves in there. In a few minutes, voila, you have sassafras tea. And it was really flavorful. I enjoyed the heck out of it. Sounds like a Yiddish word. Yeah, schlunk. Almost sounds like you're a schlunk. Yeah, now I haven't had, and she was talking about the roots too. I haven't had sassafras in a really long time. I haven't found it out here. And I may have to sit there and maybe buy it and import it. I know it would grow back in the woods behind me. Come on. I got the taters in there. I got the squash in there cooking really well. I'm using a medium heat so I don't burn the grease, I don't burn the veggies. There'll be a lot of vitamin D in there, vitamin C, vitamin K, selenium, potassium, magnesium. So a lot of things that you're going to need. So I know sassafras is in the Midwest, just ain't out here by me, but I know it's in Illinois, it's in Indiana. And if I do find something, I'll make sure that we get plenty of growth from it. It's been a while, kind of got a taste for sassafras tea now. So we're gonna get ready to mix the eggs. The eggs I'm actually using for kind of a base. So first of all, we're going to see what the yolk looks like in an egg blend dust. here's an Eggland Best egg. These are supposed to be the high quality ones. And I might have to tip this so you can see it. Hang on a second. You can see that yolk is yellow. That's a yellow yolk. Now, I'm going to take one of the green eggs from the neighbor down the road. And fresh eggs have an orange yolk, not yellow. Now, I'll give credit that Eggland yolk is not as bright yellow as the generic eggs I had. So what I'll do is I'll mix the two together. But obviously, there's much more flavor. Actually, now the same color as those. So they are a little bit better. This chicken lays big eggs, and boy, has a really weak shell. I learned I can't boil these white eggs because the shell will break in the boiling water. 6. All right, so 7 eggs. 7 eggs, 6 grams of protein per egg. There we go. So that's going to provide a lot of protein. Bacon and sausage has got a lot of it also. It's 42 grams. The bacon is another probably 6 grams, so that's 48. The sausage is probably about 10 grams. That's 58, 13 grams per serving here. Plenty of protein. Potatoes even have a gram or 2 in there. Generally, you don't want to process more than 50 grams per meal. Breakfast is very easy to go over that. The breakfast is a very heavy protein meal. So here I'm breaking up the sausage and bacon into it. We do eat pork here. So one of the reasons, and this is just my opinion, but a lot of the reasons that certain animals were forbidden to eat because thousands of years ago, you would get bad diseases from them because the hygiene wasn't there. So, if you harvest swine in a very dirty area, you would get worms. And worms eventually kill you. They take all your nutrients. And so that's a lot of reasons in the Old Testament and other books that pork is forbidden. There's usually a political or health reason for some things. These days now, with the industry and that, you don't really have that problem. You always want to make sure you cook them all thoroughly. If you are harvesting them yourself, you have to make sure that you're keeping it clean. Otherwise, yeah, you will have these issues. So now we got the meat in there, so let's stir the meat in there. Remember last week I did Spam? It's not ham, it's Spam. So right now, this is kind of like breakfast is looking like. And in about a minute or two, we're going to throw the onions and green peppers in. Even the onions and green peppers have a lot of vitamins and minerals that are definitely beneficial for you. I learned you got to be careful with these knives. They are sharp. This one bit me before. So, there we go. and they add flavor. I like onions in chili, in eggs, in stews, soups. So I do utilize a lot of onions. Onions actually are one of your better sources for vitamin K. And the wife chops them up. She chops them in smaller, tighter bits than I do. I'm a guy. And I'll try to chop it up a little bit finer than usual. Got them chopped up all nice. Add in there. Like I said, it doesn't add many calories, but it does add a lot of nutrients that you need. And then the eggs will be kind of the binding agent over everything. Be like the glue that holds everything together. So I'm gonna get this all nice and mixed up. Like I said, if I had radishes, I'd put it in there. If I had a turnip, I'd put it in there. Last week I had a little beet put in there. And the beet goes on. Well, it's looking good. Got lots of color in there. We had a few minutes to simmer and get all those things going. Then you'll just mix up. So, you know, a good breakfast does take time to cook, but it's worth it. The problem with a lot of health these days is we eat fast food. Want food right away. Drew, or Daryl Cullen, welcome. Thanks for coming in. There we go. Yeah, cut call. So, yeah, lucky old days. Thank you, Harvey Black. Let him know I sent you, and he will take care of you. If you're a veteran, let him know that too. Daryl Cahoon, thanks for coming in. Thanks for stopping in. Onions and green peppers don't like me. Yeah, and you gotta be careful. Cucumbers is one thing that I love cucumbers. I do love cucumbers. But one time I used to take the work from my garden. I'd fill one of these up full of veggies. Green peppers, tomatoes, cucumbers, lettuce, carrots. And one time I chopped like a whole cucumber in there and it gave me some serious gas. So I realized, half a cucumber is most I should eat at a time. All righty. Got really close to add the eggs. Once put the eggs in there, it only takes about 5 minutes and everything will be fine. Slow food, yep. Try taking the seeds out on the cucumbers. Might be. Yeah, I eat the seeds and all. That's why I try to pick them young before they get big, and those seeds are small when they're younger. So I usually pick the pickles when they're about that big. Get a little more flavor. Yeah, cucumber gas. No, it didn't smell pretty. I'm telling you, it was not a good thing. So, everybody, thanks for the thumbs up. We got 17 in chat. Looks like I might even have a dozen people at the same time. You never know. I was hoping John from Prepper Nation would stop in, see how he asked about it, but he's got a family. He's at that stage where, you know, You gotta take the kids here, you gotta take the wife there, you gotta go there. He does make some really good videos that I know he spends a lot more time on than I do. I only got one video so far ready to load up when I get to work, where I have a much better signal. And that's my push-ups that I did this morning. And then if I get the energy and the ground's hard enough, I will do a couple disc throws. Cabbage doesn't like my get really stinky. Yeah. I like coleslaw. That's probably about the only way I eat cabbage. Otherwise, I usually don't have that. So, time to add the eggs. Other things you can do to enhance this, you can put cheese in there too. I've done from time to time. Kimchi. I was in Korea for a year, second division, and I tried kimchi. It didn't like me, so yeah, no kimchi. Yeah, I got a tough gut, but there's a few I stay away from. So breakfast number one consisted of just a big glass of milk. Takes a while for my stomach to wake up. So I find milk's the easiest way of doing it. And I kind of prepared it for this meal. It's good. And it's really good nutrition. And generally, I'll have a glass of milk and like maybe a can of tuna for lunch. And then I'll make 90 degrees today. Yeah. So you guys are getting a lot more heat than we are. We're only going to be at 80 degrees today. And all week it's only supposed to be in the low 80s, upper 70s. So considering that we just got done with some very high 90s and almost 100 degrees, that's a real welcome respite. But I know Texas and Kansas and Missouri now are getting very high heat, and where my daughter is in Arizona, the other day it was 111 degrees. That's just too hot. So remember, proper rest. You want at least 6 hours of solid rest. Proper nutrition. Bloomington, Indiana. There we go. We got a drought. Well, we did have a drought, but then these last 5 days is kind of taking care of it. And I think the corn, field corn's probably got enough water in the soil now to make it the rest of the year. We're not looking at a possibility of rain until maybe Saturday or Sunday. But yeah, 100 degrees. Like I said, 111 in Arizona. And we were there last year where it was 111, and that's just too much. You hate to even drive your vehicle in that temperature because it'll mess your vehicles up. And we passed a few people that were broke down on the road, and first thing is you make sure they have water, because it's not so bad now because of cell phones, and if you have cell phone service, you can really reach out and get somebody really quick. But 30 years ago, that wasn't an option. So like I said, when we were driving through Arizona before we went to this Edmonds Gulch or wherever it was really everything, like I said, the whole state's tan. Everything's brown. I said, see a gas station, we pulled over and topped off. Because you didn't know when the next gas station was going to be. And the next gas station was like 150 miles down the road. Well, it's a good thing we did. But it was down here, you wanted to run out of gas. So let's get the plates ready. This is going to be too good. So look at how long does it take to cook a really good breakfast with prep time. That takes an hour. I've been live streaming for an hour. So into the 60s tonight. Yeah, it's been getting nice and cool. The humidity has dropped down today. Yesterday it was a little humid, not so much now. There we go. Have a wonderful day, Amelia. Thanks for stopping in. Appreciate it. 19 thumbs up. That's great. We can get to 20. Remember, exercise you can do at home. You can just do deep knee bends. You can just do push-ups against the wall, on an angle. Push-ups, sit-ups, deep knee bends, stretching, leg raises. That's good ab exercise, believe it or not. Lots of things you can do to get the blood going and get things going. So, it is time to sleep. Shut down the heat. Oh, yeah. Woo-hoo. Ta-da-ta-da. What you want to do, buddy? Then we top it off with Fairlife milk. That does the body good. 13 grams of protein versus 8. Half the sugar. It's like 120 calories per serving. I usually drink easily 2 servings. And that is how you get a nutritious breakfast going. Let's see how it is. See if I missed anything here. Coffee is not breakfast. Coffee is a liquid. Daryl, coffee is an anti-breakfast. All right. Tom and Jerry cartoons. I used to watch those. Bugs Bunny cartoons were my favorite, though. Low humidity so far this summer. Yeah, because Missouri is usually very humid. So everyone, thanks for joining in. I appreciate it. Get some real food, Daryl, or at least a glass of milk. We got 20 thumbs up. Time for to get the rest of my day going. I am working the overtime today, so I got 2 less hours to have fun. So everybody have a wonderful day. Remember, rest, nutrition, proper exercise will make for a much happier life. Shout out to everybody that stopped in. I appreciate it. When's the next live stream? Probably Thursday. So it should be Thursday in the gym. Should be my second bench day, which I think I'm going to make a rep day. So I think it's going to be all about reps. Probably still do a 360 left and see how it goes. But it's not like I'll be trying to do 395. I'll wait till next Monday on that. Everybody, enjoy your week. See you on Thursday.